Okay, there's one more thing I want to talk about in this chapter that's very interesting to me. We saw in the video just a moment ago that Jesus began to call the disciples. He got Peter, and when Nathanael then came to him and he said, you're a true Israelite indeed, in whom there's no guile, I think the King James says. And he said, oh, you're the, let's see, what did he say here? You're the Son of God, the King of Israel, in verse 49. And Jesus answered in verse 50 and said, because I said unto thee, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You shall see greater things than these. Now listen to this last verse. It's a very interesting verse. And he said to him, verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter you shall see heaven open. You shall see heaven open, and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Now, what in the world does that mean? What in the world does that mean? Well, when you read something like this, that seems a little bit perplexing, what you ought to ask yourself is, could it be that Jesus, speaking prophetically, is using symbolic, spiritual language? Could it be that he's using language that has a reference to somewhere else in the Bible? For instance, in the Old Testament, with which these men would have been familiar. Have you ever heard of the angels in God ascending and descending before? Well, here's where I've heard of it. It's in Genesis chapter 28, verse 12. A man named Jacob, could you give me that, Anton? A man named Jacob, whose name later became changed to Israel after an encounter with God, he lay down to sleep and he saw a dream. And in Genesis 28:12, as Jacob dreamed, whose name became Israel, he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. There's where that language has come from. Jacob had a dream about a ladder going up to heaven, and he saw the angels of God ascending and descending. Let's go on reading. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham thy father, and the God of Isaac, the land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. Give me the next one. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. That includes your family and my family. Go on. And behold, I am with thee, and I will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. That's a good promise. Let's go on reading. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. Okay? And he was afraid, and he said, how dreadful is this place? And this is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Now, what do you think Jesus meant when he said to Nathanael, he said, you believe in me just because I saw you under the fig tree? And then he gave this seemingly perplexing statement, you're going to see the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. What he's saying here, and I'm sure Nathanael understood, he's referring to what Jacob saw in his dream, a ladder, one end was on earth, the other end's heaven, the angels are going up and down on it. And then in the process of this passage, Jacob said, you know, this place here where I had this dream and I saw this connection to heaven, this is the gate of heaven. I see heaven opened. You see, that's what Jesus said. What he's saying, what is he saying? He said, you believe in me? I want to tell you something, Nathanael. I'm the gate of heaven. I'm the gate of heaven. You can enter into heaven through me. That's what he's saying. I'm like Jacob's ladder, or Jacob's stairway to heaven, if you want to quote that popular song. I'm Jacob's ladder. I'm the gate of heaven. You want to get into heaven? I'm the gate. That's what he is. Okay, let's all stand up today.
Jesus is my